Chapter 2. The town lay on a broad estuary, its old yellow plastered buildings hugging the beach. And on the beach, the white and blue canoes that came from near it were drawn up, canoes preserved for generations by a hard, shell-like waterproof plaster whose making was a secret of the fishing people. They were high and graceful canoes with curving bow and stern and a braced section midships where a mast could be stepped to carry a small lateen sail. The beach was yellow sand, but at the water's edge, a rubble of shell and algae took its place. Fiddler crabs bubbled and sputtered in their holes in the sand, and in the shallows, little lobsters popped in and out of their tiny homes in the rubble and sand. The sea bottom was rich with crawling and swimming and growing things. The brown algae waved in the gentle currents, and the green eel grass swayed and little seahorses clung to its stems. Spotted botete, the poison fish, lay on the bottom in the eelgrass beds, and the bright-colored swimming crabs scampered over them. All right, so all of this is also setting, and that setting is partially of the town, which creates a mood of, we'll say, serenity. It's also very calming, right? And this is established through all that imagery of what's happening. On the beach, the hungry dogs and hungry pigs of the town searched endlessly for any dead fish or seabird that might have floated in on a rising tide. Although the morning was young, the hazy mirage was up. The uncertain air that magnified some things and blotted the others hung over the whole gulf so that all sights were unreal and vision could not be trusted, so that the sea and the land had the sharp clarities and vagueness of a dream. Thus, it might be that the people of the Gulf trust things of the spirit and things of the imagination, but they do not trust their eyes to show them distance or clear outline or any optical exactness. Right, so again, this shows more about Kino's people and their culture, where basically for them, seeing is not necessarily, that's a not, right? Not necessarily believing, right? They're more abstract, they think more spiritually. Across the sanctuary from the town, one section of mangroves stood clear and telescopically defined, while another mangrove clump was a hazy black-green blob. Part of the far shore disappeared into a shimmer that looked like water. There was no certainty in seeing, no proof that what you saw was there was not there. And the people of the Gulf expected all places were that way, and it was not strange to them. A copper haze hung over the water, and the hot morning sun beat on it and made it vibrate blindingly. The brush houses of the fishing people were back from the beach on the right-hand side of the town, and the canoes were drawn up in the front of this area. Kino and Juana came slowly down the beach and to Kino's canoe, which was the one thing of value he owned in the world. It was very old. Kino's grandfather had bought it from Nayarit, and he had given it to Kino's father, and so it had come to Kino. It was that one's property and source of food, for a man with a boat can guarantee a woman that she will eat something. It is the bulwark against starvation. So I'm going to highlight this, and that shows the importance of that canoe, right? It's even for them a necessity. And every year, Kino refinished his canoe with a hard shell-like plaster by the secret method that had also come to him from his father. Now he came to the canoe and touched the bow tenderly as he always did. He laid his diving rock in his basket and the two ropes in the sand by the canoe, and he folded his blanket and laid it in the bow. Okay, so one important part of this is that he had learned this from his father, right? Like, this shows you kind of the importance of education, and in this case it's more like experiential education, not just schooling. All right, so again, I'm going to stop here and you're going to finish the rest of chapter 2 and take notes on it. Happy reading.